Just imagine if you have only 3 to 4 hours every day, but your work in those hours is so great that other people are not able to be as productive even after 10 hours of hard work. What if you increase your focus power so much that no distraction in the world can shake you? In today's digital era, most of us are trapped in the web of multitasking and social media. Checking the phone every 5 minutes, refreshing emails repeatedly and waiting for notifications on every small thing has become our habit. But the truth is that the more distracted you are, the more your productivity falls. You work for hours but are not able to actually create anything valuable. And this is where deep work proves to be a game changer. Deep work is not just a concept but a superpower that can put you in the list of 1% top performers in the world. Cal Newport has explained in this book how the world's most successful people, Bill Gates, J.K. Rowling, Elon Musk and many big thinkers were able to do extraordinary things through deep work. If you want to achieve something big in your life and career, then this audiobook is for you. In this, you will get the science of deep work, how it works and why it is so important, the truth about multitasking and distraction, how they are stopping your success, 4 powerful rules of doing deep work, by adopting which you can reach the ultimate state of focus. So if you want to bring deep focus in your work, want to do something extraordinary by standing out from the crowd of the world and want to take productivity to the maximum level, then you should not miss this audiobook. Are you ready to start your deep work journey? If yes, then let's go on this powerful journey. The Deep Work book is divided into 2 parts. In its first part, 3 chapters have been given about deep work, and in its second part, 4 rules have been told about how to do deep work. Chapter 1: The Value of Deep Work. This part starts with a question that should arise in the mind of every person who wants to do something big in his life. Have you ever felt that you are doing a lot of work but in reality nothing productive is happening? Do you also feel that a large part of your day is spent in things that have no real benefit? If yes, then the biggest reason for this is the lack of deep work. Deep work means working deeply on anything with full concentration without any distraction, but the sad thing is that in today's era where every second our attention is being drawn towards something or the other, social media, emails, phone calls, messages, our concentration has decreased more than ever. Cal Newport explains in this chapter how people doing deep work go far ahead of a common man. When you work with full concentration, your brain's capacity increases, your creativity emerges, and you are able to do everything that a common man can only think of. Cal Newport believes that in this digital age, only those people will be successful who will become adept in the art of doing deep work. Think, have you ever seen a person who is always active on social media, reacts to every small and big thing and still succeeds in his work? Maybe not, because real success is achieved by those people who work with full concentration and do not concentrate on their brain. Keeping away from this useless noise, Think deeply, learn something new and improve your talent. Let's take a small example. Suppose there are two people. One man is busy on mobile all day, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on Instagram, sometimes he watches videos on YouTube and also does a little work in between, while the other man puts his phone on silent mode and spends 2 hours on some important work without any distraction. Now think, after a year, who among them will be more successful? Obviously the second man, because he used the full potential of his brain every day, improved himself and took his work seriously. The biggest strength of deep work is that it prevents you from taking shortcuts. Nowadays everyone is looking for an easy way. People think that by getting more followers, getting more likes or making more viral videos, they will become successful, but real success is achieved when you really develop a skill that is necessary for this world. When you become a master in something, when you are able to do your work with such perfection that people are surprised to see you, and all this is possible through deep work. But adopting deep work is not so easy because our mind always looks for an easy way out. Whenever you concentrate deeply on something, after some time you start finding it boring. You feel like taking a break, checking social media for a minute or doing some light work. This is the place where most people give up. But the person who learns to tolerate this boredom, who trains his mind to work deeply by saving it from this distraction, only he is able to do something big in this world. That is why the biggest lesson of this chapter is that if you want to master your work, then you have to adopt deep work, make it a part of your lifestyle, include it in your daily routine, and repeatedly remind yourself that success is achieved only by those who get completely immersed in their work without any distraction. Chapter 2: The rarity of deep work. Now that we have understood how much the value of deep work is, the next question that comes is, why is it so rare in today's times? Why has it become so? Have you ever noticed that in earlier times people used to be more focused on their work, but in today's world, distraction has become very common? Look around you, no person can live without a phone for even a few minutes. Every moment some social media notification, WhatsApp message or some online news grabs our attention, and this is not limited to our personal life, but the same is the case in professional life. Just look at today's office environment. Everyone is expected to reply immediately. If you do not reply to an email in 5 minutes, the other person feels that you are not working. There is no time left for real productive work amidst meetings, calls and emergency tasks throughout the day. This is the reason why the number of people doing deep work is decreasing and the number of people doing shallow work and superficial work is increasing. Shallow work means such work which does not require much thinking, checking emails, making social media posts, sitting in small meetings, doing data entry. All these are such works which may take your time throughout the day but help develop your skills. On the other hand, deep work is those tasks which require deep thinking, complete concentration and long-term focus without any interruption, such as working on a complex project, learning something new, doing research or any task that enhances your skills. The author here explains that our modern world is forcing us to do shallow work. Technology may have made our lives easier, but it has also given us the biggest reason to lose concentration. In earlier times, people used to focus on a single task for hours, but today we can hardly work for a few minutes without distraction, and this is the reason that in today's time, people doing deep work have become very rare, but this rarity also has a big advantage. If some things are rare, their price increases. This means that if you become an expert in the art of doing deep work, then you will start looking different from the crowd. You can become a person whose value will be much more than others. You can be included in those 1% people who actually achieve something big in their life. Why is deep work important in the modern world? In today's time, just hard work is not enough. But smart work is also necessary, but the real smart work is that which includes deep work. For example, suppose you want to become a writer. If you write for 3 to 4 hours every day without any distraction, then in a few months your skills will improve tremendously. But if you check your mobile repeatedly while writing, scroll social media and get involved in other work in between, then perhaps even after years there will be no significant improvement in your writing. Deep work is also important because it gives you the ability to learn difficult things. The author explains that in today's era only those people can move forward who can learn new skills quickly and apply them, but this will be possible only when you make a habit of learning without any interruption. 3 major reasons that make deep work rare. Now the question arises that if we get so much benefit from doing deep work, then why are there so few people doing it? There are 3 major reasons for this. First, social media and digital distraction. In today's time, we are so used to being online all the time. It has become so difficult that we start feeling restless without checking our phones. Social media platforms are designed for our attention. Whenever we go on Instagram, Facebook or Twitter, our brain gets caught in the cycle of short-term dopamine hits. This slowly destroys our concentration power. Second, the misunderstanding of multitasking. Many people think that by doing multitasking they can be more productive, but in reality it is not so. Research shows that when we try to do many tasks simultaneously, our brain spends more energy in switching again and again and our productive output decreases. Third, the increasing demand for superficial tasks. Deep work is not given much importance in today's workplace. People are expected to always be available, respond to emails and messages immediately and attend short meetings. This leaves people with no time to concentrate and work. Chapter 3: How to Get Success from Deep Work. If you want to become a master in any field, then deep work will be your biggest weapon, because when you do a task for a long time without any distraction, you will be able to achieve success. When you are in deep work, your brain starts learning new things faster and you get a chance to become an expert in your field. This is the reason why the world's most successful people spend a large part of their day in deep work, because it not only increases their productivity but they can also earn more income and career growth. For example, while writing her best-selling Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling completely cut herself off from the phone, internet and the outside world so that she could do complete deep work, and this was the reason why she was able to write such a great book. Similarly, the world's most successful writers, scientists, entrepreneurs and coders have recognized the power of deep work and have made it a part of their lifestyle, because when you do any work with full concentration without any hindrance, you feel a different kind of joy, which is called flow state, in which your brain works at its highest level and you get so immersed in your work that you neither feel hungry nor tired, and when your work is completed, you feel deep happiness and satisfaction. This is the same feeling when a writer writes a great story. A coder works for hours. By coding, a person finds a perfect solution, or a businessman works on his business strategy without any hindrance, and its biggest advantage is that deep work increases your learning ability, because when you work on a task with full concentration, a substance called myelin is formed in your brain which strengthens your neural connections, and this simply means that you can learn things faster and continuously improve your skills. This thing is very important for any career, especially if you want to become an expert in technology, business, research, writing or any high-income skill, because in today's time only those people earn more who can master difficult and valuable skills, and this is possible only when you focus completely on your work. But the problem is that in today's time people's attention gets diverted very quickly because distraction is present everywhere. Social media, WhatsApp, email, repeated notifications and unnecessary meetings prevent us from doing deep work, but if you control all these things and make deep work a part of your life, then you can become a great expert in this field. You can stand out from the crowd and create your own identity, because deep work not only increases your productivity but it also gives you mental satisfaction and confidence. When you complete a difficult task, you feel proud and you feel that you have really achieved something big. This is the same feeling that an athlete feels when he wins his race after hours of hard work, or a musician feels when he gives a perfect performance after months of practice. That is, deep work is not just a technique of working, but it is a powerful habit that can change your whole life. Therefore, if you want to achieve something big in your life, then you have to adopt deep work, because this is the way through which you can become a master in your field, earn more money, increase your thinking power, and most importantly, live a satisfied and successful life. Part 2 First rule: make a habit of working deeply. 4 ways to adopt deep work. If you want to achieve something big in your life, then you have to make deep work a part of your daily routine. All the great innovations that have taken place in the world have been as many as possible. All the inventions that have happened have one thing in common behind them, and that is the ability to work with deep concentration. In today's time, distractions are everywhere. Social media notifications, WhatsApp messages, email alerts, meetings and meaningless conversations keep taking us away from our real work. It is also true that in this modern world, nothing can be achieved without networking and communication. But those who make deep work their habit, stand out from the crowd and bring extraordinary results. Deep work means that you work with full concentration without any interruption so that you can use the full potential of your mind and achieve real mastery. Author Cal Newport has described 4 ways with the help of which any person can include deep work in his lifestyle. These 4 ways have different strategies which you can use according to your situation. First, monastic approach. Work like a monk. If you want to be the most productive and want to fully adopt deep work, then the monastic approach can be the best way for you. The word monastic comes from monastery. Deep work means that you work like a monk where only one thing is important in your life. Deep work does not mean that you have to become a real monk, but you have to distance yourself from everything except your work. This is the most difficult method because in this you will have to stay away from most of the social and digital distractions. If you are a writer, researcher, scientist, artist, or in any field where you have to constantly think deeply and be creative, then this method is best for you. To adopt a monastic approach, first of all you have to eliminate all distractions around you. Remove unnecessary apps from your phone. Fix a time once or twice a day to check emails and try to leave social media completely. All the great thinkers, writers and scientists have adopted a similar strategy for their work. For example, when Isaac Newton developed the theory of gravity, he was focusing only on his work by staying in solitude for months. When J.K. Rowling was writing the last book of Harry Potter, she locked herself in a hotel room so that no one could disturb her. Do not disturb. The biggest advantage of this method is that when your entire focus is on just one thing, your mind reaches its maximum potential, which allows you to create things that are not possible under normal circumstances. Second, bimodal approach. Reserve time for deep work. It is not easy for everyone to follow the monastic approach because there are many people who also have to fulfill their personal and professional responsibilities. In such a situation, the bimodal approach can be the best way. In this approach, you reserve some part of your week or day for deep work so that you can manage your other tasks in the rest of the time. The biggest advantage of this method is that you do not have to completely disconnect from the world, but you can still take advantage of working deeply. You can keep 3 to 4 days of your week for deep work and the rest of the days for other tasks. You can spend the first 4 to 5 hours of your day in deep work and give the rest of the time to other tasks. Some people spend 1 week in a month in deep work and the rest of the days in regular meetings, and the biggest advantage of this approach is that your brain gets used to doing deep work and you don't have to put in much effort. For example, Bill Gates organizes Think Weeks for a week every year, in which he goes into complete isolation and only does the work of thinking and reading deeply. Third, rhythmic approach. Keep a fixed time for deep work every day. If you want deep work to become a part of your life, then rhythmic approach is the best way. In this, you keep a fixed time every day for deep work, so that it becomes your habit. Our brain works on habits, and if we do any work at the same time every day, then it gradually starts happening without much effort. Do deep work every day from 5 to 8 a.m. or after office from 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. If you are a freelancer, then you can make small slots 2 to 3 times a day. The great writer Stephen King used to do deep work every day from 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon without any effort. Write without interruption. Maya Angelou used to write every day from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. in a hotel room. The biggest advantage of this method is that you do not need to find motivation separately to do deep work because it becomes your habit. Fourth, journalistic approach. Whenever you get some time, do deep work. This method is for those who are very busy and are not able to take out time to do deep work in between their work. Journalistic approach means that whenever you get some free time, convert it into deep work. This is difficult because in this you have to bring your mind into deep work mode very quickly. If you have 30 minutes of free time, then you can start doing deep work immediately. Deep work can also be done while traveling, in between a meeting or in lunch break. Walter Isaacson, who writes biographies of great scientists, starts writing whenever he can take out some time. Elon Musk, who is the CEO of many companies, takes out time for deep work even in his busy schedule. Second rule: finish shallow work. Understand the real value of your time. Deep work. The biggest rule to adopt is to finish shallow tasks. We often remain busy throughout the day, but at the end of the day we feel that we have not done any productive work. The reason for this is wasting time in unnecessary tasks, scrolling for hours on social media, checking emails again and again, sitting in meaningless meetings, keeping yourself always available to help everyone. All these are shallow tasks which end your mental energy and time. Cal Newport says that we have to give up the habit of saying yes to everything. Not every task is important. Focus only on those tasks which are actually related to your goal. If you analyze your time throughout the day, you will realize that many hours are wasted in small, less important and useless tasks. There is no need to do every task. Change the habit of saying yes. Often we immediately say yes to every task. An email came and it was necessary to respond. A friend shared something on social media and immediately sat down to see and like it. Someone we knew came asking for help. We could not say no and leaving our important things, started helping him. But was all this necessary? Were these things taking our real goal forward? Whenever a new task comes up, ask yourself these 3 questions. 1. Is this task connected to my larger goal?